YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy HD back with another video for y'all. And today we're gonna do a haircut tutorial. We're gonna do a bald fade. I haven't cut my hair in weeks. This is unlike me. I don't go to the barber shop because I can cut my own hair. So this is unlike me to not have a haircut. I'm out here looking rough. But I did this for y'all, for the people that want to see this video, that want to learn how to cut their hair themselves, save some money, man. Put your money back in your pockets. You know, Corona going on, a lot of people out of work. I got a way to save some money, man. Cut your own hair, man. It's not that hard. I'm going to teach y'all. You just need some clippers. But it's an investment, because in the long run, you're going to save a lot of money. Trust me. I haven't paid for a haircut in like 2 years, so yeah. But I'm out here like looking
He needs some milk.
rough, as you can see. It's crazy. We're going to fix that, though. You know what I'm saying? We're going to fix that. We're going to get this together. I'm going to be right back after the haircut is done. I'm finna narrate it through the whole thing. So, yeah, man. Let's get to it. I'll be right back here once the haircut is done. All right. So, you see the hair is a little nappy and, you know, just everywhere. So, you want to just start off by brushing it. Get the hairs laid down evenly. So, when you cut it, it's not uneven. You know what I'm saying? So, right now, I'm just taking my brush and it's a Torino Pro. My favorite brush. It's a softie, by the way. Then I want to take my Slimline Pros and we're going to make the first line, the first guideline. And this is going to be the bald one. So as you can see, I'm looking in the mirror. You want to, for bald fades, you kind of want to create that swoop effect. When I turn around, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing here. Getting all the hair off. Now, be mindful of how harsh you make that line, because the more harder you put it in, the harder it's going to be for you to get it out. So, I put mine in kind of hard, but I've been doing this for a while, so I know how to take that line out. So, yeah, as you can see, again, the swoop part I was telling you about. Then look on the other side and you want to line those up. If it's not lined up, the whole haircut is going to be off. So, and as you can see, I left a patch on my neck, but I couldn't see it because you got to remember I'm cutting my own hair. So it's only so much I can see in that small mirror. So maybe I'll upgrade to a Self-Cut Pro or the Self-Cut system, whatever it's called. And here I got my Andy shavers. So this is just to get a closer shave to the skin. It makes the haircut pop more once it's done. It's only so much you can take off with the liners. With the shavers, you get that bald look at the bottom. So, and yep, there's the hair patch. We'll get it eventually. All right, here we got my Andy's Masters, and we're gonna leave them all the way open and create that second guideline. Now, this one is gonna be anywhere from a 1/2 inch to an inch. I like to make mine an inch so I have more room to play with. So you'll see once we get there, once we get to taking that line out. But yeah, all the way around the head, about an inch or less. You want to create that line around the head, and that's what I'm doing here. Make sure you brush the hairs down as you do this so you know what you're working with. If you don't brush it, the line may come out uneven. And also you want to catch all those hairs. So All right, so now I'm slapping on my number two. That's how I like to cut my hair, because that's wavelength for me. For my waves, I like to keep it at a two open or closed, whichever, however you like it. I believe I just did a two closed right here, and then I'm gonna flick out that dark line with the two closed also once I'm done getting the hair to a desired length. So make sure you do the crown carefully, especially for wavers. You mess up their crown, you can mess up the whole cut in their eyes. So and make sure you're brushing as you're cutting. Now with these haircuts, guys, if you see another person's bald fade tutorial, they may do it different than how I do it, but that's okay, because there's no one way to cut hair. I learned doing this by trial and error. I've been cutting my own hair for a few years now, so this is what way works for me. And honestly, the next time I do a bald fade on myself, I might do it in different order. You know, these steps might come in different order. It's just on what I feel like, or actually what guard I see. If I see the two, I'm going to grab it. I grab the one, I'm going to grab it. But for sure, you have to set that bald line first. And then for sure, I set that 0.5 next. Some people like to cut the hair off at the end of the fade. Some people like to do it first. Some people like to do it in the middle. Like I said, it's no one way to cut hair. Find what works for you and perfect it. And here we're going with the one guard open. As you can see, it's the black one. I couldn't find my purple guards. Some of them are missing and some of them are damaged. I need to get new guards, but that's the one, and it's open. And then brush as you fade it. I can't stress this enough, guys. You gotta fade. You gotta brush while you fade. If you're just fading and you're not brushing, you won't see the fade, and it may come off wrong. You know what I'm saying? So brush as you fade. And on this specific haircut tutorial, I only really showed you guys the right side of my head, because as you can see, this video is 20 minutes long. If I would have showed you me doing the back and me doing the other side, it probably would have pushed it to like 40 minutes. So we're basically going to focus on the right side, and whatever you see me doing on the right, do that on the other side. All right, now we're taking the Annie's Masters and we're taking the guard off, and we're going to do it. We're going to put the lever halfway, and we're actually going to do it halfway and open and close. So it's basically moving from within where you made that first guideline. Don't go past it, but basically we're going to knock that line out. So you're going to see me playing with the lever, lifting it up, down in the middle, up, down in the middle. And we're going to get that fade look. This is why I do an inch, because I like to have room to play with. If you make the fade too tight, it's going to be harder to get that fade look, that good transition. And again, we're going to brush as we fade it. Now, guys, this takes a little technique, and it takes time to learn this stuff right here, because you'll get frustrated at first if it's your first time trying to get that line out. This is the hardest part of the haircut, is getting that line out. At least for me, it is. It's the hardest part. It's not as hard as it used to be, of course, but it takes a little skill and a flick of the wrist to get that line out. You see me looking in different mirrors, because that's one thing about a haircut. You want to make sure that you look in multiple different mirrors, because just looking at it this way is fine, but then when you look in another side, that line could still be there. So I look in all mirrors I look at it from all angles to get that line out. And I also do that for the lining. All right, now we're taking the zero guard close, and we're hitting that where you see the dark, where the hair starts to come in. And now we're going to create the rest of the fade. So the zero guard open and zero guard close, basically play with it until you get that line out. As I said before, some of my guards are damaged. I got to get new ones, but hey, it still works. So yeah, we're working with it right now. We're going to do what we got to do respectfully. As you can see, it's starting to come together a little bit. I'm going to go a little higher. I'm going to open that guard all the way. Go a little higher, brush that down, fade it in some more. It looks good. Now we're going to take the liners, and we're going to, you see that line is still there. You can still see it a little bit, the first guide line. So we're knocking the rest of that guide line. And then after this, it should be gone. Don't go high with this. You can play with it a little bit, but don't go too high with this. Starting to look good. Looks good to me. All right, now we're just going to get the hair off, because we're going to get ready to do this lining. Oh, not yet. Okay, I take that back. I slapped the one back on there. Before I do the lining, we're going to cut the hairs down on the hairline a little bit and just give it a little crisper lining when the hair is shorter. Don't go too deep into the haircut with this. This is just for the lining. I'm going to brush the hair down on the lining, and then we're going to spray some holding spray on it. Now that is going to hold those hairs in place, so when you cut it, it'll give a crisp lining. Next, we're going to go to the beard. We're going to slap that one back on the masters, and then we're going to fade the beard. And basically, you can use the same technique we just used for the fade. So I got the one open, then I gradually close it as I go up. Then we take the masters, take the guard off, and then we just work with the lever open and close until we get a fade look. I don't like to fade it too deep because I cut my beard so low one time, but the hairs are growing back, so we're just going to keep it this way. I like to keep it a natural look. Brushing the beard so I can get all the hairs where they're supposed to be, so you can know where the lining is going to be. Now, the lining, one of the most important, if not the most important part of the haircut. If you're cutting someone else's head, I like to start in the middle of the hairline, but I know my hairline so well, I start in a corner, and then we work our way around. So I do one corner, then I do the drop down, then I come and do that same thing to the other side. Now, on this specific haircut, there is no C, or as I could just say, the hook that comes down and connects the hairline to the beard. So you see me just swipe it a little bit there. I'm going all the way around, getting a straight line. Keep looking in the mirror as you're doing this. This is important to look in the mirror as you're doing this part. You want to look at it from all angles to get that line straight. Tap it. Don't go too far back. You don't want to go back on this at all. We're basically just hitting the loose hairs to make it a straight line. Back up, see what you got. Come back in, go to work on it. Making sure it's a straight line. There we go. All right. Now we're going to go into the beard. As I said, I like to keep mine natural. I don't like to push it down. As you can see where the hairs are darker right there. If you go down like an inch from where I'm at, that's where it used to be. So all that is new growth. So I'm going to keep that where it's at and just let my beard grow. I like to blow my cheek out a little bit and push the hairline out a little bit so I can see it more and get those hairs more. My liners aren't adjusted to be sharper, so I have to go over it a few times. I might adjust these, but sometimes I don't like when they're too sharp, you know. Nice curve. Looks good. Now we're going to hit that mustache. I like to start at the top of the lip. Hit that. It already looks cleaner by just tapping it like that. All right, hitting the top of it. You know what I'm saying? Come on, hit that little drop down right there. Looks good. Same thing to the other side. Be careful. You don't want to chip your mustache. You walk around looking crazy out here. Make sure you're brushing so you can see the hair. If any extra hairs come down, knock it off. So there we go. Get the nose hairs. You don't want to be looking crazy with nose hairs coming up your nose with a brand new fresh haircut. All right, dust everything off. Looks good. Final touches. Step back, look at it. Right there, right there. Now the mustache looks a little too bushy for my liking. I like to keep mine low, so I'll slap the one back on. I had the lever open, but nah, I don't like that, so we're gonna close it. Knock that off with the one open. I mean the one closed, I'm sorry. This is just to add some shine to the beard. Keep it well moisturized. Right now it looks dry. Now we're gonna pick it out and then we're gonna add some oil to it. This is some organic stuff. It's called the Drip. It's nice. The smell is a little weird, but it adds a nice shine to my beard and it feels good on there. So added that into it, massage it in. You want to make sure it's hitting the skin, not just on the hair. So Massage it in thoroughly. You'll see the difference. No, goat drip butter. Shout out to Poppy Blasted. Got my waves spinning. Add a little pomade to the waves. A lot of people like to take the liners and just go across and knock off the little loose hairs at the top. But this is my way of laying those hairs down. We're not even going to knock them off. Just lay them down with the pomade, brush it in. And this is a little trick of mine. This really lays the hair down, guys. This is basically a plastic bag, and we're just gonna go over it in the same pattern you brush it. And now everything is laid down. It looks good. Waves are silky and spinning. And that's the haircut. So we're gonna unrag it for you so you can see the final product. And let's see what we got. Excuse me about the brightness. The camera is going crazy right now, but as you can see, the fade is nice, tight all the way around. The waves are spinning. The lining is straight, crispy. Oh my God. Yeah. And that's the video. Thanks for watching, you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll get right back to you on the next one. HD.